What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
And we new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
My name is Alana Boole. I'm 30 years old, and I'm an American living in Copenhagen, Denmark. Our rent is about 14,600 Danish kroner a month, which is about 2,100 US dollars.
For 2 bedrooms, not bad.
I'm a primary school teacher, and I work at an international school here in Copenhagen. Before I moved to Denmark, I was living in Dallas, Texas, and I had been there for about 3 years. The first time I came to Denmark was when I was studying abroad in college. I did a summer program in Copenhagen and absolutely fell in love with it. So a few years later, I went on a backpacking trip with one of my friends, and of course I wanted to come back to Copenhagen, so we did, and that is when I met my husband, who is Danish.
Oh.
When I met my husband and we were doing long distance, of course we were talking about who would move where, and he was very open to moving to the US actually, but ultimately we decided that I would come here. I really love the size of Copenhagen. I love that it feels like a city, it feels very international, but it's small enough that everything's still very accessible, especially with the public transportation that we have. I never lived in a city with good public transportation before, so I really appreciate it. As a parent, I also am so happy to live in Copenhagen. The whole city feels very family friendly. Like you never feel like you're a nuisance going around somewhere with your stroller. I can speak Danish. I'm not fluent, but I tried to cram as much Danish learning into the first year and a half that I was here, especially before I started working. So I can have most everyday exchanges and conversations in Danish.
Definitely, you gotta learn the language. Anybody that's moving abroad, that's one thing you gotta learn, because the people there are going to talk their talk. They know how to talk it.
At least the basics.
Yeah, at least the basics. Yeah, that's something that I would consider.
Yeah, that's what we kind of focus on when we're learning a new language, you know? The one thing that y'all know we're going to always look forward to is them mentioning anything about family.
Right.
And I think this may be like the second video we have watched of this series where they talk about the family life. Yeah. We're going to look somewhere into Copenhagen.
You always say that too, though.
Yeah.
Like, you always, every time you guys been watching when we really started looking at, going in this direction, she said if there's a family atmosphere, it's definitely a bonus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we are a family of 5. And if we watching videos like this, and you guys know we already got so many different trips planned, we always going to take our family with us. Our baby's going to go everywhere with us. So I feel like that's something we've never said in a while.
Yeah, definitely.
But we used to always say that.
But how do y'all feel about dogs?
Is the dog culture out there?
How do they feel about it?
Yeah. Yo, because bite cultures kind of don't mix with dog cultures. Because imagine the barking and the chasing of a bike from different dogs.
Oh, no.
On leashes who want to do that. I don't know.
Maybe they're going to put it in the, what you call that thing? The back
Oh, yeah. They let you treat them like a little baby. Okay.
Right before I moved, I was mostly just really excited. I guess I was just really ready to not be long distance anymore. I was also feeling really burnt out from my teaching job in the US, so I was just really ready for a change.
Oh, a big change.
We started looking for apartments online and browsed around a bit, and then we decided that a new build was probably best for us for a couple of reasons. We knew that we wanted a fairly modern kitchen and bathroom, which are harder to come by in the city center, especially if you have a budget, as we did. We found this apartment online when I was here in Copenhagen and we were looking together, but then I had to go back to the US. So my husband came to a viewing of the apartment by himself, and he, sent me pictures, and he said it looked good. I trusted his judgment, and then we applied and were able to get a lease.
Straight up, making movements.
That's a little small for me.
No,
We have a bigger family.
That is small though. But
I
that's a
used to
two-bedroom
be the
too.
place where they would dispose of waste until the 1970s, and so it was referred to by some people as Island. Not anymore though. I don't think people still call it that, but it had that reputation.
That's news to us.
Nah, that name probably still somewhere out there.
1, 2, 3.
What's a little?
I would say our rent is higher here compared to Dallas. Texas cities have a much lower cost of living. I think it's a good value for being in Copenhagen and for the amount of space that we have, especially because since we moved in, the landlords can't increase the rent very much every year. It's tied to inflation. So kind of the longer we live here, the more reasonably priced it seems.
Yeah, that makes sense now. She kept comparing it to Dallas. It's crazy because you guys know that we are here in Texas as well. So it's like she's basically saying that this is more of a next level thing in Denmark compared to Texas because she said it's cheaper here compared to there.
Yeah. I mean, we have always lived in southern cities, so
yeah.
So this is our norm. But I don't know.
More pricier, but then as you go with no inflation, then things kind of smoothen themselves out. You know what I'm saying? But here it's like up, down, up, down. Then you go to some locations, you know, prices are higher than others. Yeah, I just feel like it's.
I don't know, but $120 for parking.
You read $120 for parking?
Yeah, that's why I say
see
things are tallying up.
But 2-bedroom for 1,000 square feet?
2,100.
Yeah.
That's about here, depending on where you are. We'll see her total. I don't think we got your groceries yet.
Nah, no, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Compared to other things in the area. Before we moved in, we had to pay 2 months of rent up front and 3 months of rent as a security deposit. So that was about $10,500 US. I was really surprised. I think my last apartment in Dallas, I paid like...
Wait a minute, hold on. Y'all paying that? Like, hey, now real life, y'all really gonna sit up there not knowing that this is the norm in Denmark and like sit back and be like, okay, cool, yeah, we can slide that right off the bat. Like for us, it's straight credit. And like maybe 2, check stubs?
Yeah, but our security deposit is usually 1 month rent.
Yeah, it's in the first payment.
Yeah, 1 month rent, and then you'll pay 1 month rent when you're moving in, or prorated.
Right.
But
that's it.
Yeah.
Nah, that's it. I've never been nowhere where there's like 3 more.
Unless your credit is like, just shot.
And you got cash flow.
Right.
Then that makes sense.
Ooh. Is that the standard all over?
Babe, that's just 2 bedrooms. Cool.
Whoa.
And 3 months of rent as a security deposit. So that was about $10,500 US. I was really surprised. I think my last apartment in Dallas, I paid like $250 as a security deposit. Yeah. And the rent was like $1,500, so it was like a fraction of my monthly rent that I paid for the deposit.
That's it.
And I got it all back too.
That's it, exactly.
That's generally, what I hear is people often don't get their security deposits back here. So.
Yo, this is a culture shock for us. We never came across this before.
I wouldn't get 3 months rent back.
We cleaned it up and kept it nice and neat for you.
Oh, Lord.
You can't get a penny back. That's crazy. It's different though. Different.
That's different.
It's news.
We'll see. When we moved here, we didn't really have furniture because I moved with 3 suitcases. I didn't ship anything from the US, and my husband had been living with a roommate before we moved in together, so he didn't have a ton of furniture either. Basically, I think he had a desk and a couple of bookshelves. So we had to buy everything else. We also had to buy like light fixtures because those don't come installed in our apartment and most Copenhagen apartments. Yeah. And that's apparently something that a lot of Danes like. They like to choose their own light fixtures and make it fit their style and kind of set the mood of the room. But it was definitely not something that I ever had to do in the US. So I was surprised that we had to do that. I'll show you our main living area. So over here is our living room and also office. When you go into different Danish homes, you'll notice that a lot of them have the same kind of like little Danish pieces. So we have some of those scattered around. One of them is this little optimist, which comes in a lot of different like colors. And then this monkey is ubiquitous in Danish homes. This is our kitchen and dining area, our one wall of kitchen, which is definitely much smaller than I was used to in the US. Pretty limited counter space. I do love that the appliances blend in with the kitchen. This is our dishwasher.
Oh, I love that.
When we moved in, the apartment was a really good size for just me and my husband. But now that we have a child and my husband works from home sometimes, it is feeling like it would be really nice to have an extra room that could be an office. But for now, this is our best solution. This is our bedroom. We liked that it had a great size. This is probably almost a king-size bed. We have not adopted the European model of 2 separate duvets.
Oh, that part.
When I moved here, I just didn't like the look of it. We were very lucky to have built-in wardrobes. Most people have to build their own wardrobes, and like bedroom closets are definitely not common in Copenhagen.
So we did do some home reviews as well on this channel of different locations, like as she's speaking now. Not this location, but Denmark, like places in Denmark. You know what I'm saying? And the home is definitely given. We are like, this is the, I guess you could say, the landscape of how the homes have been very much so described, especially the long closet. You know what I'm saying? I remember that one. Yep.
This is my son's room. When we first moved in, this was our office/guest room. So when I first moved here, I wanted to have a guest room so that if anyone came to visit me, they would have a free place to stay. But then we had a child, so now it's his room. This is our bathroom/laundry room. We have a shower, but no bathtubs. So like many people who have children in Copenhagen, we have this little plastic bathtub that we use for baby baths. I could see myself here, I'm not going to say the rest of my life, but like indefinitely. I certainly could see us moving a bit outside of Copenhagen, but I don't want to go too far. And it's always a possibility that we could move to the US or somewhere else. I would say I'm happier living in Copenhagen than in Dallas. I think a big part of that is job satisfaction, honestly. I work much more reasonable hours. The expectations are more reasonable. My salary is reasonable. We all spend a big chunk of our life working, and so I think that that makes a big difference. But I also think that I'm able to enjoy the time that I'm not at work more because I'm not stressed about things that I probably would be in the US. I don't want to get too controversial here, but one of those is gun violence. I don't have to worry about gun violence for myself or my child, and I think that that's just a big stress on so many Americans right now that I am very fortunate to not have to think about. And you know, I don't have to worry about if I lose my job, are we not going to have health care? I think that the Danish social system does so much for its residents that just allows you to live your life with less stress and enjoy it more. And that's something that Danes really value. Yeah. That's good. Oh, you did?
Yeah, I think that's a wrap right there. We're going to end it. Yeah, we're going to end it right there, man. Make sure you guys go ahead and check it out. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm glad to see a teacher got out. And now she's still able to be in that profession, but have a better work-life balance and mental health.
Correct.
Because that's the number one thing I think about when it comes to our schools is gun violence. Yeah. So I'm glad that she's happy.
Good stuff. And I don't think it's controversial. I think when you are in an environment that, you know, has these things happen in malls, schools, churches, and is very like in your range, you kind of have a little stress behind you, you know, because you don't want to be in that position. Right. So yeah, I don't think that's controversial at all.
It's not controversial. It's a problem that needs to continue to be talked about so that they can find a solution.
Yeah, everything has a solution.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.